I vlog because it gives me the opportunity to show my life and tell my story in my own words. In other words, I don't let other people define who I am and why I exist. It's a little bit like Descartes said, which is, I think, therefore I am. To paraphrase that today, it's I vlog, therefore I am.
Yes, Chef Bill cooks. I love it when you cook.
My favorite is probably the leek pea soup, just because the way it sounds. I mean, first time, before I tried it, it just sounded disgusting. And he claimed he peed in it first, so I didn't really want to eat it. But it was actually pretty good. And pretty much everything he makes is really good. So.
He did once grill out at my house. We made a buffalo London broil. I remember it being quite chewy.
The one thing that scares me though is that when you put something on the stove and then you go downstairs to your room and forget about it.
My favorite thing to cook is probably the simplest thing to cook. I love to cook pasta, and I serve that with either meatballs or sausages or a pesto sauce or mushrooms or vegetables or seafood or shrimp. Yes, I like to cook pasta. I like to eat pasta even more.
He loves to cook and he thinks he's the best chef in the world. And as long as he thinks it, he is.
I'm an excellent parent. I have videos to prove it.
I've met the boys. They seem to be lovely. I know they do spend an awful lot of time with their mother, so who knows whose credit that goes to.
Bill is an excellent parent. He treasures his twin boys. He's very proud of them. He's always been dedicated to being a good parent.
He does talk about them a lot. So if you get parenting credits for talking about your kids and being proud, then sure, he's a great dad.
I mean, he comes to most of our hockey games, all of them that he can. And I don't know, our whole hockey team loves him. I mean, he's there videoing all the games, and they get to see all of his videos after.
A young man from Mundelein High School decided that some of my videos were worthy of forming a Bad Hockey Dad fan club.
Really?
In my high school, I had 5 friends. In your high school, I have 135 friends.
I mean, it just makes good entertainment, you know. I mean, can't go anywhere without a movie. I mean, without a video being taken. But yeah, it's very different from any other parent, and I like it. So.
I always record the things that are said, but I don't always put them in videos. So, for example, today I asked the boys where they thought the President of the United States might be today, and one of them, I won't say who, said Al-Qaeda, and I said, well, that's not a place. That's an organization that hates us. So I won't use that in the video because that would be embarrassing for Eric. Bill Gets Fit videos came because someone challenged me to actually do 100 days of running in a row one fall. So in perhaps the fall of 2007, I did 100 days of running. Of course, you have to allow a day off now and then for a good reason like traveling all day. And of course, 100 days in a row doesn't include Sundays. And I didn't do running on very bad weather days. So 100 days of running, which I accomplished in 88 days of actual running.
I've seen most of those on YouTube, and you're running, you go past my house. I've seen you with and without Melinda.
Yes, you drug me into that, yes.
You're walking and running, did quite a bit. I know when you turn left where you are and when you pat the mailbox where you are.
And the people don't know that there's those mailboxes on every corner, so you're not going very far.
Well, I'm thinking running is the best exercise for me. Having not exercised at all from age, say, 17 to 57, so I have all those years where I didn't exercise. My knees are in very good shape, and so I think that I'll be able to continue running for some time. You know, half a mile at a time, that sort of thing.
Bill gets fed. I've missed all of those.
Bill knows food and Bill knows restaurants, which are different. I was a restaurateur, and he knows not only food but service and ambiance, and he's been to several really interesting places in DC where they had an absinthe drink that you liked, the green squirrel or whatever it was, or black squirrel.
They actually do look, if I might say, kind of professional when you're saying it, because you act like you know what they did to the food and how they prepared it, and then you eat it. I mean, it's good.
Gosh, my favorite restaurant so far is probably the Stinking Rose in San Francisco. It is a garlic themed restaurant, and I had garlic this and garlic that and garlic the other, including a garlic Dungeness crab, and it was wonderful. Although I feel sorry for the people who sat next to me for the next 3 days.
Well, I mean, when we were growing up, we were always telling my dad to just when are you gonna fix the car, Dad? And because it was just sitting in the garage the whole time. And so, I mean, when he finally fixed it, it was great that we got to drive, that we got to ride in it, and it was just awesome.
It's a 81 Porsche, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's very noisy. You can't hear yourself think in there, but it's a lot of fun.
I never get to ride in that Porsche. I don't know what's so exclusive about it, but you never let me ride in it.
You know, I've ridden in the red car a few times, and I have to say it's looking marvelous since you got the paint job done, but not as reliable as could be expected.
The series, the Red Car Diaries, came from realizing that there were a group, some of the films, some of the little video clips that I made were specifically about the red car.
He first told me the Red Car Diaries is a spin-off of an HBO show.
And so the Red Shoe Diaries from HBO became the Red Car Diaries for me.
Occasionally we have to open the hood, play around, get something to start. I do remember a time he was an hour and a half late for lunch.
I think the most memorable red car story was that I was driving out to Front Royal and the red light was on in the car, and it should have been a sign that I shouldn't have taken the car. But I did, drove out there, and on the way, my friend who was with me for the day said, "What's the red light on for?" I said, "Oh, pay no attention to that, we'll be fine." And then got into the middle of the intersection and the car died, and I jumped out and I said, "Slide over, you're driving." And I pushed the car out of the intersection and called for a tow truck. But it was, you know, if you can roll with that, then you can roll with me. I don't know anything about cooking eggplant. I don't know why I would want to, but I do think that in my near future there will be an eggplant cooked and perhaps eaten.